If you clicked on this video, chances are you can relate to what I'm about to say. Feeling overwhelmed with new responsibilities that got dropped on your shoulders, comparing yourself with others and feeling like you're an underachiever, struggling with love and relationships, being in a financial situation that you think is different from what you deserve at this point of your life. All these thoughts can, of course, occur at any age, but it's especially in your 20s that they become more prevalent. This is not a video of me trying to teach you how to overcome these things, because I myself haven't figured out half of this shit myself, but this is me trying to share with you some of the struggles that I had in my life and some of the things that I did that helped me go through them. And right away, the first thing, the most underrated, and the thing that I regret the most that I haven't started earlier, is regularly going to the gym. You can see by looking at me, I am not the most athletic person maybe, but lately I've been going to the gym regularly about 2 months ago, and I've been, one, losing weight and becoming more satisfied with myself physically when I look at myself in the mirror, because remember, we live constantly with ourselves. So if you're not in love, or maybe not to that point of being in love, but if you're not satisfied with your own body, you will not be satisfied and you will not be able to achieve much in life. So that's the first thing. I started losing weight, which is a great thing. And the second thing, I became mentally stronger. I kid you not, I feel myself happier. I feel like I've become more energetic, more extroverted with people, and have more fun during my day compared to how I was 2 months before I started going to the gym regularly. So, and there are some clinical data affirming that going to the gym and hitting the gym regularly and exercising stimulates hormones like oxytocin and growth hormone and other hormones that can affect the mentality and the mood of the person. And I can make a different video about those, the effects of exercising long term on the mental health state overall. But this is the basically two things that I got out of going to the gym regularly. And I have a YouTube channel dedicated to hair loss and how to combat hair loss. And a lot of men, a lot of you guys always say how hair loss is affecting your personality and it's affecting your mental state and it's disrupting your own peace. And we try to combat hair loss with some medication. I talk extensively about those in my different videos that I post regularly. By the way, I'm gonna post a different video about hair loss tomorrow or on Saturday, so wait for that. But this hair loss is what we call in medicine a non-modifiable factor. You cannot change your hair loss. Surely you can prophylactically take measurements like 5-IR inhibitors or minoxidil when you start to notice some thinning areas in your hair when you're growing up. Also, you can do a hair transplant. By the way, I'm planning to do one when I get to my 30s and stuff like that. So there are some ways to combat hair loss, but still it is a non-modifiable factor to get hair loss in the first place. It's genetic, it's inherited, and you can do nothing about it. From the day you are born, it's written in your genes that when you get to that certain age, you will start to notice some androgenetic alopecia effects. But exercising and going to the gym is a modifiable factor for being a more happy and satisfied person. So why not focus more on these modifiable factors like exercising and regularly going to the gym? And if you're not that much of a gym person, you can try some other sports like tennis. For example, there's a huge famous tennis female player named Ons Jabeur. She's from my country, from Tunisia, and ever since she became on the public stage, I found myself more in love with this sport of tennis, and I practice tennis and play with my friends about once a week at least. So you can try exercising, whether in the gym or whether doing some sports, any kind of sport. Also, football is a pretty famous sport, the most famous sport in the world. But my point is, doing any sport and enhancing your physique will not only affect your mentality and mood overall and energy throughout the day, but also will make you satisfied with your looks, which I think is not in any way, shape, or form a superficial thing. It's a good thing, and you should aim towards achieving that. And the second thing that helped me get a sense of purpose during my existential crisis in my 20s, by the way, I'm 26 years old. So the second thing is putting myself through challenges and getting myself out of my comfort zone. And this is, I know this is such a cliche talk, but it's true, guys. For example, a lot of you know that I'm in my 5th year and my final year of medical school in Russia. And after finishing my medical school in Russia, I'm planning to go back to my country, Tunisia, and practice medicine here. But I've put myself through an examination called the USMLE exams. These are one of the most, if not the most hard and strict exams when it comes to medical curriculums. And people usually take these exams if they want to practice medicine in the US. Although that's not currently a wish of mine to practice medicine there, but I decided to put myself through these horrible, energy wasting, time taking preparations for these exams that take a long time, just to put myself in this uncomfortable position and also to improve my skills in medicine overall. So that's one thing that I've been doing for the past year, preparing for this, for the step 1 of the USMLE's exams, and it's been improving my mood a lot. Although I've been wasting a lot of time doing it, but I've felt a sense of satisfaction, and I'm sure when I pass these exams, hopefully I will get even a greater sense of satisfaction. Also, this YouTube channel, I had no intention when I was younger to do a YouTube channel. I was a lot of a shy person. I don't feel comfortable public speaking, but that's one of the reasons that led me to do this YouTube channel and to try to improve my public speaking skills. So that's one thing that I did to push myself out of my boundaries of comfort zone, and I think you should do the same. Again, I'm not claiming that I made a massive success. I'm still a small YouTuber, but just putting yourself in that challenge and putting yourself in the face of it will help you, and it will give you, especially if I would rephrase it, give you a sense of purpose. And that's the thing that will keep you going, and it will improve your satisfaction overall, and it will put you in a better place in your life in the future. And I want to go out on a quick tangent here, because some of the things that help me achieve these things, and especially the YouTube thing, and it's such an underrated technique, is using my unfair advantages. Unfair advantages are things that you have and other people don't. Like, for example, in my case, being a medical student in the medical field is an unfair advantage. Being not white or not European looking, or having a darker skin tone is an unfair advantage, because a lot of this YouTube space is filled with that particular phenotype. And a lot of people like me, when they watch their YouTuber to get the information they want, for example, in the hair loss industry, they want to feel represented. And when they see a YouTuber that is phenotypically similar to them, that gives them a sense of representation, and they feel more related to that person, and they tend to watch that person more. So that's a second unfair advantage that I had. And every one of you guys, believe me, every single one of you, no matter how much you think your life miserable or how much you think you're unlucky and you're in a bad place, you have some unfair advantages that you can use, not only in YouTube in my example, but in other things. I can talk more about unfair advantages, but that's one thing that I wanted to keep in mind and that helped me a lot. And of course, one of the things that people in their 20s, and especially men, struggle with in their 20s is love and relationships. I do not feel comfortable talking about my personal relationship status or my previous relationship here on social media, but I'm just going to say this. I just came out of a relationship that I was so much invested in, and I gave so much of my time and energy and emotions to this relationship, and it didn't work, and I just came out of it. And I feel you guys, a lot of you that maybe went through the same thing, and I know how much it hurts, I know how much it sucks. Whatever experience you lived, you should not make it stop you and make you hide in your little corner and be afraid of engaging in another romantic adventure another time when the opportunity comes. I think you should learn from your mistakes. You should not make a villain out of your ex or ex-partner. Instead, you should try to objectively and in a neutral fashion look at what things you did wrong, and believe me, no matter how much you think you did everything right, there are 100% of the cases things that you did maybe and not in the most optimal way. So try to look back at those, and when the opportunity comes and a future partner comes, try to avoid these mistakes and do things the right way next time. This is maybe a little bit of a romantic look into relationships. I am not, to be honest with you guys, a playboy or a person that get with multiple girls at night. I prefer one partner, and I believe in love, to be honest, and try to aspire to have a great family in the future with a partner that I love and respect, and he does the same thing. So that's my mentality, so maybe I'm giving the advice out of that perspective. If you're on the other end of the spectrum and you prefer going out and partying and sleeping with a different girl every night, I cannot judge you, of course. You can live your life. Again, it's your 20s, so you should enjoy it as much as possible. But from my end, I think that finding the true one is the main purpose, or one of the main purposes in my life, because nothing even comes close to achieving and having a great family in the future and raising your kids maybe in the most wholesome environment possible. And that only can be done if you achieve a great relationship between the parents. So if you went through a breakup recently, or if you didn't went through a breakup or didn't have any relationship, this is my advice. Try to focus on yourself. Try to, if you went through a breakup, focus on the mistakes you've done. Don't try to villainify the other person or make yourself a victim. Positively criticize yourself and try to improve yourself and make a better version of yourself every year. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Usually these are the recurrent themes that annoy and disrupt the peace of a 20-year-old most of the time. Love, girls, relationships, money, career, and physique and health overall. So focus on these three. Love, you can do nothing about it. It comes by itself, and you should, when it comes, do your best to protect it and to cherish it. Career and money comes with hard work, and health is the thing that we can control the most. So focus the most on that. Like the video if you found it informative, and I will see you on Saturday. Stay safe.